Welcome to the Bigger Than Us podcast. We're here filming another episode.
This show is all about shining a light on fathers who go over and beyond for their kids. We feel like we need to send praise and give praise to the fathers that are doing their most to help their kids succeed in life, and that's what this podcast is all about. All right. Welcome to the podcast, Bigger Than Us. My name is Oliver Saunders, a.k.a. By Any Means. I'm here with my beautiful stepdaughter, Maya, and we have Shawn and his son, Jackson, and Elle in the back on our episode this week. Hey, guys, thank you for coming to the show.
Hey, Jackson.
Hi.
Yeah, of course. We're happy to be here.
Thank you. So Maya has a question for Jackson. We're going to get right into this. Maya, would you like to start?
What is your favorite activity to do with your dad?
My favorite activity to do with my dad is go camping.
Oh, okay. What is your favorite thing to do when you're camping?
Play and try and climb the trees.
Nice.
Mine is eat s'mores.
Oh, do you like eating s'mores too?
Sometimes.
Sometimes, okay.
All the time.
No, sometimes.
When have you ever said no to a s'more?
In the middle of the day.
Oh, he likes evening s'mores, I guess.
That's cool. Hey, that's cool. Would you get into your second one?
Yeah. What is a lesson that your dad has taught you about life?
To try new things.
Hey, that's a great thing. That's a great thing to do. Do you like food wise or anything, sports?
Yeah, anything.
Trying anything?
Anything.
Anything. Okay. I like you, Jackson. You're a pretty smart kid. I like that.
What's the thing that you tried recently that now you like, that you didn't used to think you liked?
Baseball.
Baseball. Okay, that's what's up. You just started playing?
Mm-hmm.
Do you like hitting more or do you like catching?
I like hitting.
Hitting and running the
Yeah.
bases?
Mm-hmm.
Are you pretty fast?
Mm-hmm.
You look like you're fast. That's cool. Okay, Shawn, I got a question for you. This is what does it mean to be a black father in America now with these times and everything, you know?
Oh my gosh, Jackson's question was much easier.
It's true. It's true.
Oh my gosh. I mean, I don't know. Jeez, that's a tough one. I think, well, I have an example, I think, that sums it up pretty well.
Perfect.
Like, I go out, I take my kids out a lot. We commute to school or we go to the park. We just go places, you know. I'm like a dad who does stuff.
Yeah.
And every time I go out, well, not every time, but dozens of times, people have told me that, oh my gosh, you're such a good father.
Right.
And I ask my wife if that ever happens to her.
Yeah.
Never, not once has anybody ever told her she's a good mother.
Right.
You know, so I just think that the bar is so low for black fathers, right? Like, all I literally have to do is be next to my kid, and somebody's praising me for being an amazing father. So, I mean, it's you know, that's a sad state that I think being a black father in America today has such a low bar, you know? And so I don't know, there's a lot of that stuff that you kind of just got to fight through just to be a dad. And, you know, growing up without a father, without that example, I just think it's tough. It's tough to be a black dad. There's not a lot of things to look at and be like, that's how I should do it.
Right.
You know?
Right.
So,
well, I commend you for breaking the cycle. You know what I mean? If your father wasn't around, which I apologize for, you know what I mean? I'm sorry about that. But it's amazing that you've decided to go the complete opposite direction with it and make sure that you are there for your kids and make sure that you are the dad that you're supposed to be. I feel like a reason that we are doing this podcast is all about the fact that, unfortunately, people want to speak about black fathers a lot when they're absent. And like you said, they don't really come up when it's about a father going over and beyond. So I definitely want to shine a light on fathers who do that and give praise where praise is due. And you're right. I feel like it is sad that the bar is just so low for black fathers because, unfortunately, I feel a lot of people see the fathers that aren't in their kids' lives. And so when you are there and when you are present, it seems like it's this huge big deal when it's really not. You're just doing what you're supposed to do as a man and as a father. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. It's crazy.
Yeah, it is crazy. But I'm glad that you're on the show. I'm glad that you're the man, the dad that you are. I mean, it's so obvious and evident that your kids love you, and they're, it's so that's beautiful. It's beautiful to see.
I mean, I'm bribing them. So they're being really nice and loving right now because we're going to watch cartoons and go to the park later. So,
You know what?
I'd say it's about 90% of the time we're happy.
I
He
believe
did not
it.
even tell us we were going to do any of that.
Well, see, there you go. It's a little surprise. And you know what? Dads have to do whatever we can to get through the day. So I applaud you because I know how it is. You know what I mean? We got to do what we have to do. What is one of the most important lessons that you want to instill upon your children?
Another good one. I mean, it's pretty, I don't know, pretty simple for me. Every time I feel like we sit down with teachers or anybody that asks us if we have goals for the year or what we want our kids to learn,
Right.
like I literally, maybe to a fault, but I don't care much about reading and writing and math. Like, of course, I want them to do well in those things.
Jackson
but-
like that.
But that's not my focus. I just want them to go to school and learn how to be kind and think about other people and be good people. So like, I think kindness is the big one. Like just, I don't know, walk around school and around the earth and think about how you can make other people happier. If there's one thing I think that can help them, it's that, more than learning how to do addition.
Right. No, yeah, I completely agree with you. And one thing that we say at our house is that manners and being polite to people will take you very far in life. Just asking somebody how they're doing, saying please, saying thank you. Unfortunately, like you said, I feel like this world needs more love, and it just needs more kindness, like you said, and it helps. It really helps people. It may change somebody's day without them even knowing it. Just smiling, saying good morning, saying thank you. So that's something that we definitely do at our house as well, and I feel like that's a great thing to instill upon your children,
I agree. And I'm glad to hear you do it too. I think this next generation is already like born with that. I don't know. I feel like the generations just get so much better as we go. They're all so thoughtful. When I even look at the older kids in our neighborhood or kids at the high school, like they're so inclusive and thoughtful and kind. So I feel like we're headed in the right direction. Wish we could get there faster, but having kids gives you hope. I think
it does for the future. You know what I mean? It's crazy because I don't know about you, but me personally, obviously I would think about the future and things that were going on with my own life. But when I became a father and a stepfather, it's like, whoa, now I'm really thinking about the future because it's all that we're leaving to them. And so I want them to be in a great space, and I want them to be ready for the world when they go out on their own and start, college and working and everything like that. I want them to have the tools that they need to be successful. You know what I mean? In life, in business, with relationships, friendships, all of that. So I think that's a great goal. Do you ask Jackson your next question?
Okay. What do you like doing? What do you like most about your dad?
That he reads the family books every night.
Oh, what's your favorite book? What's your favorite book that you guys read tonight?
The Mysterious Benedict Society.
I've never heard that one. Have you heard of that one?
No.
No. We're gonna have to check it out. Do you want to give us a little background what it's about?
It's about 4 kids who go on a dangerous mission.
Oh, that sounds
like our
good.
family.
That sounds like our family. That sounds like Maya's usual get down. She's outside. She's outside with
It's a
her
good
friends.
one.
Yeah, they're outside with their friends, and they're playing Survivor. They're playing this. They're playing that, and doing all types of adventures. Do you like playing outside as well?
Yeah.
What do you guys do outside? What's your favorite game to play outside?
Climb a tree.
Yep. Will you tell Jackson what you wanted to do? The one thing you wanted to do when you went to Oregon to see Auntie Sissy?
to climb a tree and eat an apple because there's like barely any trees here.
Yes, there's not that many trees here in the desert.
Oh yeah, yeah, not a lot in
Not
the
a
Las
lot.
Vegas desert.
Yeah, not a lot. You guys will have to come visit sometime, and you won't be able to climb a tree, but we could definitely find something else fun.
A good sized pool.
Right. Yeah, exactly. Instead of a tree, we'll find a pool and we'll make that work because it's super hot. So back to what you were saying earlier, Shawn. You said that your father wasn't around. So who did you admire or who did you look up to as a child growing up?
Well, it actually was my father. I mean, my father
okay.
was he had me when he was 19 years old.
Okay.
And my mom in Ohio, and then my mom left when I was like 2, took us to California.
Okay.
So, I just always, or now I feel like with his circumstances and their circumstances, is hard to be a successful father,
Right.
So I've forgiven him for that. But even throughout my childhood, we still talked on the phone. I still visited him every summer. He just wasn't around much.
Right.
But I looked up to him because one really important thing I think is like I always knew that he loved me,
Yeah.
And so that I could feel from afar, and even in his absence, like I knew that was true. So I feel like, my mom was there every day and did everything for our family. So I could feel her love often, all the time. And I admired her for that.
Right.
But but I think my dad taught me love, because even sometimes when I was mad at him when I was in high school or something, he would talk to me a lot about love and a lot about hate, and how hate is the worst thing in the world. And even though I'm mad at him, like saying the word hate or being hateful is terrible. So I don't know. I looked up to him because he taught me a lot about, I feel like, good and evil. So I always looked up to him for that because it was a really important lesson for me. But as far as fathers to look up to, there's not a lot. I didn't have a lot. I honestly, you maybe said it in the beginning, but I kind of I think if you have a poor example or lack of examples,
right,
you either follow that path,
right,
or you do the exact opposite. And for whatever reason, I did the exact opposite. I never want my kids to feel torn between parents, or not have a parent around, or not feel that love and consistency. So it's just the most important thing to me, is just to be around. And I think I learned that from my grandpa. My grandpa had 9 kids, and
that's no joke.
Not the easiest life. He immigrated. He married a woman who didn't speak English. They were poor and they made it work. But I just remember him my whole life always being there every single night for dinner, always walking out of the door with his briefcase and going to work. So he taught me, I think, that just showing up is half the battle, just being there and trying is super important. So I had those couple people in different ways that were kind of in my life that I feel like taught me some really foundational stuff. And I always admired them for that, even though they weren't perfect.
Yeah, I think that was a great answer, because we know that nobody is perfect in this life. All you can do is really just try your best and try to get better day in and day out, and maybe do something different the next day that you had done the day before. And I think that's great, because your father, your grandfather, I feel like everybody brings different pieces to the puzzle. And we experience that a lot in our family because, there's nanas, there's grandmas, there's grandpas, there's dads, Bob, you know what I mean? So I feel like we realize that everybody brings a piece to the puzzle, and it just sort of makes the puzzle full. You know what I mean? So it's like you bring in your goods, you bring in your bad, and you just sort of figure out and filter what you think is going to work best for you and your family, and then you just sort of build on that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's true. And all of it is good. Even the bad bits that
Right.
people bring are important, I think. Like even with their grandparents, when their grandparents come and spoil them.
Right.
Like sometimes that drives me crazy,
Right.
but it's good for them to just feel that unconditional love. I get whatever I want. This person
Exactly.
only wants me to be happy, you know? So like, you know, some of that drives me crazy, but you're right. I think all those people bring like a different energy to your kids and a different sense of love, and all of it is important. I can't, you know, as a father, you can't play all those roles.
Right.
So
Right.
yeah, having people around and family around to fill it all in is
Yeah,
good.
I completely agree there. And speaking of that, their grandfather is coming over later today. And it's funny because so many times, they'll do something and something that I would get in trouble for or something growing up. And my dad is like, oh, look at them. And
Yeah.
I'm like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? I'm like, man, but it's great. You're right. Because like, it's, that grandpa, that grandma that we're going to spoil you. Everything is good no matter what you do. And I think that everybody does need that as well as the parents that are going to be like, no, you can't do that. You can't do that. You know what I mean? It just brings to the table, like we said.
Yeah. Yeah.
So my last question for you is, have you had any super dad moments recently? So, I mean, I'm sure you've had super dad moments. Every day is a super dad moment. But like, you know what I mean? Have you had to pull them out of something? Have you fixed something that really meant a lot to the kid? What would you say your super dad moment is?
Oh my gosh.
He fixed the bed.
Okay.
Yeah, I fixed their bed. That was a good one.
That's a
I
good
don't
one.
know. I think every time, like right now, their mom Allie is with your auntie Randy.
Yes.
in Oregon.
Yes.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
Ashlyn together. So anytime I have like a weekend to myself, I feel like I'm a super dad. Like
100%.
I'm cleaning up the house. You realize how much your partner does when they're not around.
Right.
So like, I'm cleaning up the house, making the food, playing games, taking them out. We're going to go on a hike. We're going to the beach. And so I feel like just when I have the opportunity to do everything, I
Yeah.
feel kind of like a super dad. And then I fall asleep at like 8:00 at night.
Right, exactly. I fell asleep at like 7:00 on the couch yesterday, and I'm like, okay, Maya, like I'm going to bed. I completely understand that. And it's funny because whenever my wife is on the way home, I'm like, okay, my backup is on the way. You know what I mean? Like we're gonna be able to make it through this because you know what? It isn't a joke, but I commend you for it, man. That's amazing. That's beautiful. I appreciate you guys for being on the show so much. Thank you, Jackson. Thank you, Shawn. I think this was a great talk, and we just really appreciate you guys. Thank you.
Yeah, we had a good time. Thanks for doing this. I can't wait to hear it. And that's it, I guess.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Perfect. Thank you, Jackson. We appreciate you and all of your great answers as well. And you could tell Elle, thank you for being in the background. We appreciate her as well. Maybe next time. Oh, there she is. There she is. Thank you, Elf. Thank you, Elf, for listening.
You're welcome.
Maybe next time you could answer some questions for us.
Yeah, we got to get Elle on soon.
Exactly. The next season 2, Ella's going to make her guest appearance. It's going to be great.
Yeah, anytime. Well, we can't wait to listen. Hope you all have a great day. Thank you for spending time with us.
Of course. Thank you for coming on the show, and have a great time with your dad. Be good, you guys, today, and we appreciate you. We'll see you guys soon.
Okay.
Goodbye.
Bye.
Bye.